Hello, and thank you for staying up late with us tonight. I'm Sarah Backowitz here with Sierra Clark. Sierra's here for an exciting reason. We're headed to Memphis.
Yeah, because the Razorbacks are going bowling. That's where the Hogs will play for their bowl game, and you won't have to go too far, like Sarah said. They're going to the Liberty Bowl in Memphis on December 28th. So that's so exciting for the Hogs for sure.
Yeah, and they'll be playing the Kansas Jayhawks. That's the first time this has happened in a while, right?
Yeah, since 1906. So it's going to be a real exciting one, especially. It's a great season for Kansas, so I'm sure they will definitely bring it. But we're going to tell you more about that matchup later on in sports.
All right, not losing faith in the Hogs yet. Thanks so much, Sierra. And while we're talking about good news, the East End Volunteer Fire Department is getting extra cash that they say they've been in dire need of. THV11's Julissa Garza shows us where the money came from and how it will help the department.
There's some pride in being a member of the East End Fire Department, but also being in the East End community.
Chief Fire Marshal Dustin Free has been part of this department for about 10 years now and says the cost of running it has gone up.
The price of the air packs, the price of the turnout gear is not the same price it was.
He says right now they're in need of a few things that cost a lot.
$36,000 worth of equipment that has to be bought to protect the firefighters in the event of a fire. A ladder truck is needed. We're relying on the Little Rock Fire Department, and it's a minimum of about a 30-minute drive to get out here.
Luckily, the community voting last month to pass a fee increase will help them.
So before it was $95 per parcel in this area. It has gone up now to $140. So it's a $45 increase.
This fee is annual, and Free says that it may sound like a lot, but in reality, it isn't.
Really not even enough to purchase that ladder truck that we're talking about.
He says more than anything they're thankful because without this extra help, they wouldn't have been able to continue responding to all emergencies as quickly as possible.
We were taking a chance of losing the night crew if it wasn't for the increase of this fire dues, because there wouldn't be enough money in the budget to be able to just pay for the staffing.
And their fire chief is still working to make sure they get what they need.
Instead of trying to go for a brand new ladder truck, which cost $1 million to start, he is going to start looking to buy a used fire truck, the one that has still got good mileage and still in good shape.
Free hopes they continue getting support from the people that call Saline County home.
We're excited to be able to take this money that they're paying in to be able to use to give them a service back.
Julissa Garza, THV 11 News.
Well, we had a great start to the weekend, but this last half today was a little bit chilly and a little bit damp for us. We saw some light showers throughout the day, and we're likely continuing to see rain in our forecast. We were at 41 degrees for today, just barely above that 40-degree mark. And right now we're still seeing a little bit some light drizzle on our live radar. Otherwise, it's just generally cloudy out there, seeing temperatures in the low 40s still here in the metro with a little bit of some of that light drizzle. We'll likely see our rain chances increase into the late overnight hours with some scattered rain showers in the forecast overnight and to start off your Monday. So grab the rain gear. You'll need it throughout the day tomorrow. Lunchtime and the ride home will likely be seeing some on and off rain in the forecast. We have a lot of rain to talk about, likely for the entire week. So I'll have more details on that and what to expect for your week ahead coming up.
All right, thanks, Corrales. Georgia Democratic Senator Raphael Warnock and Republican challenger Herschel Walker are making their final pitches ahead of Tuesday's runoff election, which has the nation watching for the key results. Christian Benavides has more.
Georgia is on the minds of many as Tuesday's Senate runoff election fast approaches.
This race is really important nationally, so I think it goes way beyond just the local implications that it will have.
And this election is about who is competent and who has the character to represent the people of Georgia.
Incumbent Democrat Raphael Warnock is defending his seat against the GOP's Herschel Walker.
But I want to make sure you know you're with the right horse right now.
After about a week of early voting, more than 1.8 million people cast ballots. That's about a quarter of Georgia's active voters. Democrats are hoping for more breathing room and more power when building committees if they win that 51st Senate seat.
So the yeas clearly have it.
Meanwhile, Democrats moved closer to shaking up their presidential primary calendar ahead of 2024. The DNC Rules and Bylaws Committee voted to support kicking off the primary season with South Carolina on February 3rd of that year.
This proposal reflects the best of our party as a whole, and it will continue to make our party and our country stronger.
I'm glad that Republicans are staying the course. And, you know, how I feel about this, I feel that Democrats have really given middle America the middle finger.
The seismic shift would take away the Iowa caucus's longtime premier spot. Cristian Benavides, CBS News.
And Georgia polling stations open at 7 in the morning on Tuesday and close at 7 in the evening. The newest U.S. job report shows a substantial gain far above economists' expectation. November's employment report released on Friday shows more than 260,000 jobs were added just last month. The unemployment rate also remains at a 3.7%. That's despite major layoffs from companies like Amazon and Meta. All eyes are on the Fed now to see if it'll slow down its pace of interest rate hikes following December 13th and 14th meetings. And this time of year, Americans are shopping more, and with gifts and travel, holidays can get expensive. And once you factor in inflated prices, you'll see an even bigger price tag. But after so many years of pandemic strain on the holidays, now these prices aren't slowing down shoppers or travelers. I spoke with some experts about why that might be.
Typically, the holiday season is the biggest time of the year for retailers.
Adobe Analytics reports that online sales the day after Thanksgiving topped $9.1 billion. But UALR economist Michael Pacco says this year's rise in spending doesn't necessarily mean more purchases.
Inflation, in a way, fosters even more spending, because if you want to continue to purchase the same quantity of goods, you have to actually spend more money on that.
Even as people battle inflation, there's a psychological reason behind the record spending: COVID fatigue.
Even after everything that has, transpired over the last 2.5 years, I think people are really just trying to search for a sense of normalcy.
Therapist Natasha Thorne says that search can lead people to look past these price tags.
And so the money at this point just kind of becomes secondary.
And that craving for pre-COVID feelings, in some cases, is becoming an economic reality. Our state's tax revenue for hospitality and tourism are both above 2019 levels. Pacco says these spending trends could keep the economy moving along for a little while longer.
Persistence of consumers is going to carry us through this holiday season. And then maybe the hangover will hit after January, and we'll see some drop off in consumer spending then.
Tonight, we are getting details about the weekend arrest of an Arkansas sheriff arrested on drugs and weapons charges. Johnson County Sheriff Jimmy Stevens was picked up yesterday, and here's what we know right now. This is Stevens' booking photo from the Crawford County Jail. Charging details reveal he was taken in for 3 charges of possession of a controlled substance, 1 charge of simultaneous possession of drugs and firearms, and 1 count of limitations generally, which in Arkansas law sets guidelines for speed limits. Crawford County Sheriff Jimmy DeMonte confirmed to our media partner 5 News that Stevens had been released from jail on a $25,000 bond. And according to Bill Sadler with the Arkansas State Police, Sheriff Stevens' first court appearance is set for tomorrow. We will continue to provide updates on this developing story as we learn more. And now to a heartbreaking story out of Texas. A man working as a FedEx driver confesses to kidnapping and killing a little girl. Jay Wallace has the story.
Anytime there's a child that dies, it just hits you in your heart.
The family of 7-year-old Athena Strand finally knows what happened to her.
Some of the answers were not the answers that we would have hoped.
Law enforcement officials say on Wednesday, 31-year-old Tanner Horner, a contract truck driver for FedEx, was delivering a package to Strand's home when she was abducted.
He was not related and did not know the family.
Authorities believe Strand died only about an hour after Horner took her. A viewer shared this video shot in Paradise Friday around 4 o'clock, showing investigators surrounding a FedEx truck.
It's one of the toughest investigations that I've been involved in.
FedEx has released a statement on this murder. Words cannot describe our shock and sorrow at the reports surrounding this tragic event. First and foremost, our thoughts are with the family during this most difficult time, and we continue to cooperate fully with the investigating authorities. The company also says contract drivers have to go through a criminal history background check through a third party. Horner does not appear to have a prior criminal history. Authorities say Horner confessed to taking and killing Athena and is currently in the Wise County Jail on a $1.5 million bond. As to the why behind what Horner allegedly did to Athena on Wednesday, that is something we don't know yet.
It's been a really, really tough few days. It hurts our hearts to know that that child died.
In Paradise, I'm Jay Wallace.
In the latest health headlines, the FDA is moving to ease restrictions on blood donations from gay and bisexual men. Current federal rules prohibit blood banks from collecting donations from men who have been intimate with other men within the last 3 months. The administration says it expects to issue updated draft guidance in the coming months. A new study finds surgical masks work just as well as N95 masks to prevent the spread of COVID-19. More than 1,000 healthcare workers at 29 sites were randomly assigned masks, and researchers found the less expensive surgical masks were no less effective than an N95 respirator in preventing infections. Now, she worked hard, and she sure loved her reward. What this working dog did to earn her pup cup in just about 6 minutes. Stay with us.
Looking forward to that. It's a little bit of a damp and cloudy evening with a lot of rain in the forecast to talk about for the upcoming week. I'll have the latest details on that in your forecast coming up.